Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Virgo May 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and I've had the great pleasure of doing a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for a number of you Virgos over the course of the last month from different parts of the world, haven't I? And you know who you are. It's been great to get to know you personally and to spend the time with you. And if you might be interested in seeing what's involved in a one-on-one clairvoyant reading with me over FaceTime or Skype, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, of course, I have to charge for readings. I have to. But what I don't charge for, and which I also offer separately, is healing. And see, when I was born, there was bestowed upon me the spiritual gift of healing. The whole point of it was, of course, and is, that I am not to receive any benefit from it myself. And so, healing is offered for free, without any obligation, without recommendation of any products or services from me or anybody else. So if you want to see what's involved in that, then also just to check out the description box below, and you'll see what's involved. Now, as the subscribers know, and great to see the subscribers, do you know I love to see you each month? Truly I do. I see you as being part of my extended family. I love seeing you. Now, as you know, we only need to take 5 cards, don't we? Because they speak volumes to us. The other thing that you know is that there are no video advertisements. There's strength breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted by commercial intrusion. Let's grab the second card. Where shall we do it from? Somewhere down there. Let's have a look. There is the Lovers. Well, that's always welcome, I suppose. We shall see in just a second. Let's see what it means for you for this month. Does it mean different things at different times, as you know from my readings and where the cards are placed? There's the 3 of Cups, so it's looking pretty good, I would say. And there is the Queen of Swords, and here there is what? Finally, the Empress. Now, as is our usual practice, why don't you come now, sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Great set of cards, lots of major arcana. Let's have a look. Excuse me while I bash my head on that and give myself concussion. Let's have a look at the Empress, shall we? And see what she says to us. Now, I look at these paintings in my way, but of course you are free to look at them in any way you choose. Now, I see that the Empress stands outside, enveloped in luxurious nature, lush green trees to either side of her and blue skies above. Now, in this scene of abundance, everything about her shows her deep connections to nature. In a way, she is the archetypal Earth Mother. Her dress is full of blossoming flowers, and within her lily skirt we see the stamen and the pollen, which represent sexuality and fertility. Now, I see in here there's a little baby growing in her womb there. So the pregnant Empress tenderly cradles that unborn baby under her dress, and she's holding a crown in her hands. Do you see that little thing there? Which I suppose she's ready to place upon the baby's head as a gesture of her protective love. Now, I'm pleased to say that the vibe that I'm getting up from this for you is that of unimaginable love at the moment, beauty. You will be seen as being very beautiful. Good, harmonious relations. The planet of Venus is around here, which is about love, relationship. It's also about money, I have to tell you. If you didn't know that, so it's good for that. And you will be seen as being a person who is very elegant. Now, you'll have vibrant health, I'm pleased to say, and there's a real sensuality around you at this time, and a potency. There's an abundance here, and you'll be harmonizing with the natural rhythms. Do you know, the Empress really is, I think, the warm, soft, and sensual unfolding of nature. She is the earthy aspect of the heavenly virgin priestess, which is not in this spread, that's the card before her. But she represents nature and motherhood in particular. and the boundless power of nature in bringing forth new life. Now, because she has appeared, it is saying that you will have a period of gentle pulling together, of fusion and affection, because they are needed in order for a new birth to develop. She is the gateway from which new life and creativity is born. And like nature, her character is one of tender love for all forms of life. Imagine relaxing in a vivid summer garden, surrounded by warm light and vegetation, flowers and bird song, and the hum of insects, feeling in harmony with the delicate flow of peaceful activity. Well, that is the spirit of the Empress. Her lightness and love pervade your life, and her gentle devotion will nourish and cultivate everything in a passive unfolding. Now, as I say, Venus is here as Venus, and she can almost be a representation of Venus. She is the love and source of all life, encompassing the whole cycle of life, becoming, transforming, and returning with natural pace, serenity, and acceptance. Now, she's saying to you that when you do have a particular issue or a problem that you need to resolve, find a place of calm acceptance where you can hear the subtle, harmonizing impulses and to submit to the flow of life so that new wonders may develop. Now, I think what she's also signifying here is that something new and beautiful is going to manifest in your life. Now, this could be the addition to the family. We may hear of someone having an addition to their family, or it could be an artistic project which is about to be realized. Or it may even be the beginnings of a new love relationship. It could be an invigorating self-assurance relating to things that you need to do in your work life. Or perhaps it could be, for someone, a new home. Now, while her nature is one of gentleness, she also has an active role, and her possessive nature is evident in her devotion, whether that be in love, work, or creativity, and that's often stirring feelings of great excitement. Now, I do have to say, though, that sometimes, just getting this here, there could well be the arrival of a child that you hear of. Now, where shall we go to next? Well, I suggest we should see what's above this Empress, and it is the Lovers. Good. Let's see what there is here. What a lovely painting that is. Well, this shows a couple who are deeply in love. Now, what happens first? Well, there's mutual attraction, isn't there? Mutual attraction is what brings people together, and choice has kept them united. Now, the male is half bird, and the woman wears a dress with blue feathers that match his. Now, I think that birds and feathers here symbolize freedom of feelings and expansive happiness and emotions. Now, like birds, the lovers can fly high into the sky with no border limiting their love. They are very much connected and committed to each other, giving each other mutual support. And I think that this generally is about being open to forming a union or partnership out of affection and shared views. Now, the astrology of this planet is particularly good for you as well, because it is your planet of Mercury ruling Gemini with the north node of the moon exalted in this thing. So you are very much at home in this scenario this month. And I'm getting the feeling here of deep love, devotion, and establishing bonds. There's a real union of opposites going on. There's a connection through a mutual understanding. Certainly, there is attraction and passion, even if that be in your mental life. Physical attraction, though, anyway. And I think there could well be the re-establishing of a lost unity and oneness. and some choices that need to be made, and you'll be making a decision. But there's great thoughtfulness with you at this time, and you'll have a great degree of empathy for other people in the process of coming to a conclusion. Now, I think that the merging of opposites is going to be top of the agenda for you at this time. This can be speaking of a relationship or in the life of someone related to you. You see, very often in relationships you have an attraction to opposites, don't you? And that's what kind of gets your interest going in the first place, in that the person is so different. Well, I think there's a balancing here. There's a unification of something that's going on. I feel this coming from this spread in particular, this spread in general, but this card in particular. Now, I think that this can, indicate a wonderful renewal of a relationship. Now, this can mean a relationship of love or romance, passion, or a friendship. It could also indicate someone with whom you have close love bonds, maybe a family member or a work or creative partner, whether existing or someone who is just going to come up and into your scene. I think that this also refers to the attractive force that draws any two things together in a relationship. And those things can be people, or ideas, or events, or movements, or groups. Really, this represents you in an ideal partnership of some sort, and an urge to draw the blessings and life energy that such a partnership contains. Now, invigorating yourself with that impulse is going to bring about deeper joy and power, and this encourages you to allow yourself to be lost in love, to give up yourself and get rid of the ego in order to embrace love's secret power. This not only applies to love relationships, but also within your personal sphere of influence, I suppose. Now, on the inner level, this energy represents the need to open yourself to deeper spiritual understanding, to allow yourself to be carried along with the flow of the energy of the everlasting. Now, to submit for a time to the enticing kiss of the unknown and get lost in the ecstasy of life. Now, I think this also means it's probably two opposing forces in your life that need to be reconciled. Now, this could relate to, as I mentioned, a relationship, or it could apply on a personal level, within you yourself. There may be a split in duality or a decision to be made. Making a clear choice or a judgment is needed, a decision point where you must choose between opposing choices and commit to that path. That's coming through here. Often, a decision has to be made so that you know where you stand. And this energy is about inner completeness and reconciling with your spiritual source and overcoming your fears and loving yourselves. Now, I think what this also does is it indicates that you have met, or you are with, or you will soon meet with a person, a project, or a challenge that you will fall in love with. You will instinctively know that you desire this thing or this person because of the excitement that it inspires, even if that means veering away from your current path. Now, who else is up on that top row there? Strength. Okay. Let's have a look at the painting first, shall we? And then we shall see what it has to say. Well, there's a young woman with cat ears and a cat tail. Yes, gently holding the head of a lion. Now, even though she looks much smaller and weaker than the big lion, she seems pretty relaxed and seems confident in her ability to keep the lion under control. In this card, I think the lion stands for inner passion and desire. that can be tamed and subdued with gentle persuasion, emotional restraint, and compassion. That doesn't mean to say, incidentally, that you should not give full rein from time to time to your passions and your physical nature. Just don't let it throw your life off balance. Now, this is the sun ruling Leo. Who would I say is exalted? I'm not really one for the outer planets, but I'd say that Uranus is exalted here with his energy. She's the daughter of the flaming sword. And what I see here for you is strength and courage, passion, virtue and pride, a great degree of charisma around you at the moment. And there is also a composure, though, and a self-control. There is bathing you, the glory of the sun. And you'll be very poised in the way that you go about things, and you may even be finding that you're very open-minded. I don't think you'll be bigoted about anything. You'll show great talent for the things that you pursue, and you have great creative gifts at this time. It's almost as if there is a divine initiation here, a spiritual power, a feeling of royalty, funnily enough, is what I get around you. I think that this is saying that you do have inner strength and power to triumph. Now, this strength is solar in nature, as I say here, it's the sun ruling Leo. It is a steady, invigorating power that is all-encompassing and really exuberant in its nature. Now, like the sun, it penetrates all around it with its vibrant energy, an energy both fiery and active and watery, inactive, in perfect balance. The fiery lusts are represented by this lion here, which has been tamed by the watery receptiveness of our feminine aspect. And before the men get too alarmed, we all have a feminine aspect to us, just as all the women have a male aspect to them. Now, this balancing of the positive and negative results in a vitality that is both passionate and spontaneous, yet still centered and stable. It is creative, bold, and determined, while at the same time being composed and compassionate. The message here, I think, is that you must dedicate yourself to your tasks with passion, creativity, and joyful energy. Now, this may be in order to give positive energy to a situation, to help you realize your potential, or to succeed in an endeavor. You will need to fight for your interests, and I think that you will be fighting for the interests of others. When I say fighting, you will be managing the interests of others, is probably the less dramatic way of putting it, but managing them in a good way. Now, you might need to increase your motivation in a situation or task, or be more courageous or centered in your emotions, but I see you being that. It may be that you need to withdraw for the moment and re-energize with your spirit, though. Now, in relationships, this energy tells me that you must find balance, devoting yourself to love without losing yourself to the compulsion of your instincts. It can also indicate that a new relationship is emerging that will fill you with vitality and joy, or that an existing relationship will take on new passions or loving understanding. Now, there is here, I get the sense of a simmering sensitivity, a sensitivity that makes you aware of the deeper essence of things, where your feelings are empathetic to the flow of emotional and creative energy around you. Now, at its most potent, essences that are within you are going to be used for your benefit. Emotions such as love, joy, anger, sadness, and fear, they're no longer going to be seen as obstacles, but as potential creative energy. You'll be able to build on them, use them as fuel to stoke the fire. Now, mastering your emotions will allow you true truly to flourish. Now, it's not a matter of fighting or repressing things within you, but of accepting them and recognizing them as ancient powers living within you. Yep, as I say, don't close up for business. Now, we did the Empress, didn't we? Well, let's have a look at the 3 here. This is, I think this is good for you. I really do. Now, here's this 3. Let's look at the imagery first. It's a bright sunny day. 3 women are celebrating their friendship and spending time together as a united group. They are having fun playing with the 3 hoops that connect them and bind them together in their appreciation, honor, and respect for each other. Now, each woman is unique, just as you are, aren't you? There's nobody else like you. Yet they all share common goals and a sense of camaraderie. Now, this is particularly good for you this month because in this position, surrounded by these other cards that are there, the astrology of this is Mercury in Cancer, with Mercury exalted. And what I see with Mercury in Cancer, well, Mercury is your planet. And in Cancer, that's the most receptive of signs, nurturing, understanding. So I see here for you the development of emotion. There's a sense of abundance and fulfillment here. There's plenty about. There's good fortune. And there's a generosity of spirit and a paying things forward. Close friendships are something that are going to be experienced by you. And there's a wonderful sense of openness. Maybe parties going on as well. I think a dream is going to be realized here. And I also get the feeling of, and again, it comes from this Empress, but this is also giving me the feeling of, because of the connection of Mercury and Cancer, of conception, of procreation, and inner growth. Well, this really depicts for you at this time the joy resulting from emotional nurturing and fulfillment. You will embrace the simple joys of life and welcome the love and support of others. Do you know, with the 3 here, and because it's appeared in the center, it is a sign of intimate feelings, that you are deeply touched by the kindness of another, or that you have gifts to offer other people. It is the pleasure of being loved and returning love. Now, I think this energy indicates that you must offer support, affection, love, maybe even artistic talents for the benefit of other people. It may be that you should express your love for someone who is close to you, and I suspect that with the planet of Mercury in here, there's 1, 2, 3, there are probably 3 very important people that you need to openly communicate. That's Mercury, express your love for. No point, God forbid anyone should die with you not having said that. And none of us know when the time is up. So even if it's a stranger, have a kind word for someone, particularly for someone whom good words are really never really directed to them. Now, I think that this is also related to close friendships here. And so I think that your friendships are going to strengthen during this period. Now, often when this energy turns up, it refers to a particular person in your life, a friend, a family member, a companion, or a partner. This could be calling for you to embrace life inwardly and externally and give unexpected gifts of joy or pleasure, whether to those people you love or people you meet, or take time to express appreciation of someone's unique qualities in an intimate and kind-hearted way. Now, I think that basically what this is saying to you is that you are going to open fully to the bliss of life until your heart is overflowing into the hearts of others. Now, in your work environment, I think this symbolizes teamwork, collaboration, and creative interaction or participation on a personal level. It is your inner streams propelling you to external success. I think that this can say and does that you are soon to receive a bounty or a treasure, and this is a sign of plenty. Those treasures are often the reward for past work or for past actions or words that you have put out there. Everything is connected, and that only adds to the enjoyment because they are well deserved and in love. The card represents openness, intimate communication, and the development of feelings as well as passion, desire, and sensual vigor. Let's quickly deal with whoever is left. It's her, the Queen of Swords. Now, this is actually very interesting for you and good for you because, let's have a look at the painting first, shall we? Now, this is a woman sitting on a balloon high up in the sky. Looking through her telescope, she faces the future and sees the truth in all matters. She wears a blue dress, which for me anyway symbolizes her mental clarity. Now, birds are surrounding her, reflecting the Queen's caring nature. Strings connecting the balloon to the earth enable the Queen to be flexible in receiving other information as well. She's got an open mind, and gathering the facts helps her to judge things independently. And she's telling me that you are going to be receptive and reflective. You'll have a very keen mind here. You'll be intensely perceptive and actually quite intellectual in a way. You'll have a very keen intuition. You'll be able to see behind the motives of other people, and in some respects you're going to be like the CIA. You'll have great powers of observation. It's as if you've got your spies everywhere telling you what is going on. You'll be very quick-witted, confident, alert, and you'll be very graceful, I have to say, and people are going to find you very sexually attractive and charismatic. Now, you may well be perceptive, but you'll be proud and dignified. You will be honest, wise, and just with the skills of sharp observation and the ability to be able to get to the heart of the matter. Now, her combination of thoughts and feelings can be directed by because she's a queen, esoterically she's water, by this watery intuition, as well as by direct action and emotional reasoning. Now, these skills are going to make her if you are not a therapist, a teacher, an advisor, or a psychologist, you could be, because your emotional communication at this time is going to be direct, positive, and empathetic. And you might find that you are painfully honest in some situations. But she makes a good mediator and interpreter. She's an expert at reading subtle signs such as tone of voice and body language, and sees hidden desires or feelings. But you will be able to diffuse difficulties in any situation. Great spread. Well done. I trust you enjoyed that as much as I did providing it to you. I certainly enjoyed providing that reading to you. I always do, though, don't I? I love to see you, and thank you for having me in your home. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate the confidence that you place in me and the warmth which you show to me. Now, I'm not going to see you again probably unless you contact me for a reading or for a healing until next month. But until then, remember one thing and one thing only, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.